Hey, dear listeners, Darcey and Stacey. Let's watch.
We'll take care of her. She'll be good. It is hard to walk away from someone that you love. It's heartbreaking. But I have to protect myself.
I think that sums up Darcey's conundrum throughout all the seasons. Is it's hard to walk away from someone you love, but you have to protect yourself. Yes, you do have to protect yourself. But when you see danger around every corner, then you're protecting yourself way too often, and you can never relax and actually have some joy and some love and some safety. You can never see safety in the midst of assuming there's danger around every corner. And it's just an interesting sentence. It's hard to walk away from someone you love. Yeah. And why are you walking away from someone you love? Because I need to protect myself. Protect yourself from Georgie or from something that is distorted, that's being displaced from your past?
Come on, Darcey, we gotta go.
Drive safe.
And in the midst of him now being without a home and being rejected for reasons that I'm sure he is completely confused about, hurt and scared, being ganged up on by Darcey and Stacey and Florian, he goes to her and hugs her and soothes her and says drive safe, says goodbye to her. Again, what is she looking for? What behavior is she looking for that would make her feel safe and loved? Because it's happening right now, as far as I can tell.
It's just, I feel like I'm just tired of having my heart broken. I deserve everything beautiful just like everybody else. I'm strong, I'm empowered, I've raised two amazing daughters.
Yeah, we've seen this before, this narrative of I'm strong, I'm a good person, I'm empowered, and I deserve it, and I am a strong woman, and yeah, absolutely. But I don't know I wonder how that wraps into this situation for her. There's this, I don't know what kind of narrative it comes from, but in the past, we could say that it made some sense. In this one, how does that make sense? How is Georgie overpowering you? How is Georgie controlling you? How is Georgie treating you in a sexist manner? There's nothing. We don't see any evidence. I don't see any evidence of that on this show. And absolutely, 100% agree with you, Darcey, that you're empowered and you deserve love. You deserve to be treated well. Aren't you being treated well? It looks like you're being treated well, but what do I know?
So smart.
Yes.
And giving and loving back.
Well, you need to be happy, not cry.
By implication, the reason why these things are convoluted in her mind is that when she was being rejected unfairly, when she was being treated in a way that made her feel unsafe, she was also being put down as a woman, I'm guessing, and she was being made to feel small in a paternalistic way, in a sexist, misogynistic way or something. So it's all kind of wrapped in. And I've seen this before with clients, and I noticed this early in my career that in my head, I have this metaphor of like this ball of lint or dirt or waxy something or mud. And I always thought of it as this, all of our traumas get kind of packed in, and all these associations get packed into this gross ball that's in our soul. And when we go through difficult times, it's not just that we were rejected, it's like all the things that were associated with it that kind of get packed into that, this festering ball of trauma. And what I'm detecting is that Darcey, her trauma involves disempowerment and misogyny and being treated like you're nothing as a woman, when which was happening in the past, but is not happening right now. But it feels like it's happening right now, and she's very sure that it's happening right now.
I just feel so bad for Darcey. She doesn't deserve this kind of pain. She deserves love. It's all she's ever wanted. And it's so sad because she never receives that love that she deserves.
Am I wrong? Will you let me know in the comments below? Am I completely wrong here? Because everyone seems so sure that that Georgie is completely unloving, that he doesn't give any love, that he's doesn't really love her and he's using her or something. Am I missing something? Because everyone's convinced. The show seems to be convinced. Stacey's convinced. Darcey's convinced. Florian's convinced. What's happening right now?
Love you, Darcey. Thank you for being there. All of you, all of you. Thank you so much. So many years. No more pain. Gone.
I don't doubt that she's in pain, but it's tragic to see that it's self-imposed, or at least Stacey partially imposed as well. I don't doubt that she's sad. I don't doubt that she's hurting. I don't doubt that she's demoralized. But unless we're missing something, it's completely self-imposed. Like, it's so obvious that it's a distortion. Now, people don't distort on purpose. People don't self-sabotage on purpose usually. So there's something going on there. There's some reason, a logical reason in terms of her traumas as to why she would be defended in this way. But I'm just, if I were there, I'd be like, so let's just raise a question. Is it possible, Darcey, that you're distorted? Is it possible that there's a part of this that is a distortion of the past, that you're applying something from the past on the present? And I would want to ask that question of, what could Georgie do that would prove that he really does love you and that he's not using you? What could he do? Because if we had a description there, and maybe it would help her to verbalize it, then maybe there would be a way out of this.
I have goosebumps.
My money ain't gonna run out, trust me, but it might stop on his end because I ain't not one more cent. How dare he say that? Because I work hard for my money. Disgusting! How dare he?
I can't believe it.
So I don't understand what's happening right now. This friend of Darcey's heard from someone else that he said that they were white trash and that when the money runs out, he's gone. So it's possible that he said that. There's no evidence that he would say something like that. And we've certainly heard about people spreading lies and rumors on this show. So without any confirmation of a fact, they're just listening to this rumor. Again, could be possible, could be even worse than what they're hearing. But instead of checking on that, say like, well, who said that? Is this a credible source? Because they are now talking to her on the phone who heard from someone else who heard something that he might have said. And just jumping to this conclusion. Is it possible? If it did happen, then that's pretty awful. Then Georgie is truly a psychopath. He's truly a con artist without any kind of empathy, and he is really a piece of work. But it's also possible that people are just making stuff up, or they heard it wrong, or they, people do that, right? We all understand that sometimes people have wrong accounts of things.
Who's even here in America?
Deb, we'll call you later.
He's a liar.
Darce.
I don't trust one word he says. He doesn't love me. Liar.
He's not fighting for you.
No.
So I didn't show the interview with him, I don't think, but she's saying he's not fighting for you because he's not reaching out to her. And what he was saying is, as he's crying, he's saying, well, I want to reach out to her, but I don't want to pressure her. I don't want to invade her space. She's made it very clear. She gave me the ring back. She doesn't want me to come back with her, and she essentially broke up with me. And I don't want to bother her. I don't know what to do. I want to reach out, but I don't want to pressure her. And I also kind of don't want to be with someone if they don't want to be with me. I'm not going to beg someone to be with me when they've clearly made it clear that they don't want to be with me. and this twisting of everything into George. So when we see stuff like this, it lends itself to the general idea that they are massively distorted or on a witch hunt against Georgie or something. Because we see other examples like this one where we're like, that's distorted. We know for a fact that that is a distorted way of thinking. That you give the ring back, you storm off, you say, I'm done. He comes to you and says, I love you, and is patient. You say, you don't give me any kind of love. You walk away. You kick him out of your place, and he's now without a home. And you claim that you're being wronged by him not reaching out to you, when you're the one, if anything, if we are to believe what we see on the show, it's hard to say, you're the abusive one, you're the mean one, you're the distorted one, you're the unfair one, you're the terrible one, and he's giving you space, and you're seeing it as a complete example of him being a terrible person by not reaching out to you during this time. So we see that is clearly a distortion. We don't know if the other things are a distortion, but when we see that, we might surmise that the others are at least partially, if not completely, a distortion.
Yourself first. Enough with giving. You need to just start with you, and you just didn't take enough time. Honey, you didn't take enough time, honey. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not taking enough time. You are deserving of a guy that can buy you dinner. What the
That's the conclusion. That's the lesson that they're learning, is you need a rich guy. Would that solve? Do we think that if Georgie had as much money as she does or more, that somehow she wouldn't have distortions and paranoia about being abandoned or being lied to? Do we think that that's true? Because Tom had money, right? Didn't he have money? Jesse didn't he? This conclusion of you need a rich guy, I care about Darcey and I want things to work out, and I just see this going down a road that is not likely to meet her needs.
Oh, I am not American trash. Oh no, absolutely not. And the fact that he said when the money runs out, he's out? Wow, are you kidding me?
I just can't imagine him saying that. It's possible he said that. And I've been tricked before. Sometimes they edit the show in a way that makes it very manipulative to the viewers, and maybe I am. But I have a hard time seeing him say something like that for sure. And if you believe that he said that, then yeah, you should break up with him. It's over. It should be no doubt. If you believe that he said those things, then you'd be a fool to continue in any way, shape, or form of a relationship with him, for sure.
He was like so cool at the beginning. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was cool in the beginning.
Now it's like, yeah, I gotta crouch down. My whole world. Just tired of it.
Wait, what did she say? He was so cool in the beginning, but now I have to crouch down. Sometimes these statements are illuminating to one's schemas and defenses, so I want to make sure I understand. Let's rewind it.
He was like so cool at the beginning. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was cool in the beginning.
Now it's like, yeah, I gotta crouch down. My whole world. Just tired of it.
You got to crouch down in my world. Wait, I want to rewind it. You have to, she's saying, it's like I have to crouch down in my own world, right? So she is thinking, I have to submit myself, even though this is my world. I have to make myself submissive. I have to make myself small in my world instead of the other way around. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, what she meant by that. All right, well, that does it for that episode in which we watched Darcey and Stacey and react to it on Psychology in Seattle. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really do.